Hello, hello. I am so excited to be here. I pressed the buttons and everything and it turned out right. So for those of you that would like to join in, please, if you have any questions or comments you want to talk to me about, give me, put it in the comments there. I'm like I said, I'm just too excited with going live. And tonight I was watching some of my videos, my old videos, and I was watching the one on how to join a coven. And I had done a small book, The Secret Grimoire, The Witch's Cottage, just for The Witch's Cottage, where I hadn't really thought much beyond a group of about a dozen people, and we were all going to have this really nice little book that had our information in it. And in the process of that happening is when the House of Witchcraft was blossoming. And when I realized that there were other witches, other crossroads witches out there, and that what I had put in this one little book for a dozen people actually was applicable to a lot of other witches out there. And that's when I flipped over and did the Dedicant's Handbook to Coven Life, in which now after almost 2 years with the book, it is evolving, it's changing, because it's not just about coven life, it's really about the importance of that first year. And I'm going to take a breather and say, Celestial Light, hello, thank you for joining me this evening. Raylyn, I'm so happy to see you. Wonderful Crossroads Witch in the house. But a lot of you folks have gotten the coven life and asked about, the solitaire to coven. I know a lot of you look for a coven, and the tales of caution and woe. All right, where really you need to be interviewing a good group, and it's not woohoo, they picked me, and you just join because it's a coven, but really looking at this group of people, how they operate, and is it a healthy group, regardless of the tradition. I don't care what your magical house, all right, I'm thinking from, a voodoo house to a traditional Wiccan coven, it don't matter. What matters is that it's a good, healthy group. Whoever the elders, facilitators, high priest, high priestesses are, that they're good, healthy, balanced people, that they have relationships, that are part of the community. They have it's not just the talk, but they've got the walk. They're part of the community. They've been there, done that. And I see all of these wonderful hellos. Jasmine, hello, another Crossroads Witch. I'm just too excited with the realization that there are so many of us out there that understand that the magic that we all are part of is this global, wonderful, funky soup. And that the biggest myth is that you have to choose. All right. I was just making a comment earlier about how we really got to be careful because we're all part of the alphabet soup. All right. And that we celebrate being in the soup and we stop trying to sequester our letters, and only certain letters can get next to certain letters and things like that, And hello. Oh, I got Dana. I got my dancing demon witch leaning in with us tonight. And Callie, you always say the nicest things. You leave such sweet comments on the videos. Thank you for that. Oh, we have Justin. He says he's Crossroads Witch in the making. We're going to get him to lean into the crossroads. and Ursula Luna. Good evening, witches. You know, I think what makes a crossroads witch is really learning about yourself, learning you. It is a lot of shadow work, all right, and understanding that within the good there is bad, and within the bad there is good. There is no line of all this or all that. Sometimes you hear people refer to themselves as gray witches, all right? You know, for me, years and years ago, working in the Botanica, being around the conjuring community, the crossroads are very important. I talk about those in mythology, how it goes all the way back to pre-myths. All right. But the crossroads is a place of potential. It's this liminal space. It's the veil. It's the between. It's neither nor. And when you stand in that space, you are taking on the strength of self to open yourself up to all the possibilities. And I say strength of self because you don't want to get lost in it all. You know, you want to be able to lean in wisely, lean in with honor, reverence, and respect, you know. And also there, wait a sec, Amanda Marie, y'all, you know that when you start doing lots of comments, I have to stop and read them. Thank you. I'm so happy to hear, Amanda, that my videos have inspired you. That just really makes me feel so good. And that the information, so much of it is, you know, was passed on to me, and that I get to pass it on to you, witches. We're all just a link in the chain. And it's so important that when you become that old witch, you know, that you too pass it on. Those that are asking the right questions, those that are showing up, those are the ones that you need to lean in on, and make sure that, you know, you give them good guidance. Tell them your remember when stories, you know. Happy Tuesday to you, Jennifer. Thank y'all so much. And James Liu, hello, how are you? I'm really going to work hard on the second Tuesday every month of making sure I go live. I know some folks just on their calendar, others are just sort of like, hey, whenever. I'm probably going to try going a little whenever later on, but I am actually a little OCD. And so it's really important for me to have carefully planned, spontaneous fun. If y'all can respect what I'm saying there. All right. You know, I definitely am a witch to plan it out. Old witch, duration in the craft or knowledge in action. And I've been in the craft for almost 40 years, and which I still can't believe, to be honest. I still remember my young 20-something showing up to a festival or a gathering with like a little overnight bag and a sleeping bag. And I was good for 3 days, you know, because when you're young, you travel light. And it seems like now if I go someplace, you know, it's a small trailer behind me, where we would go to gatherings and festivals, and you would camp for the weekend. And it was just this wonderful, amazing experience. Hopefully here in the coming year or so, we'll be able to have those. And I encourage all of you to go out and meet and greet our community. And it's, you know, as solitaires, you still need that inspiration. You still need to go stand shoulder to shoulder with the other magic folk. All right. Celestial Light. I've lost hope with finding a group. I just want to be with others who channel divine energy minus religion. Yes, it can be very frustrating. That's what I was talking about earlier. Just because you want to, don't go to a group that you know is not right. Okay, don't get it all up in it. Wait, if it's meant to be, all right? the Manson tint, right? Oh, I'm sorry, but I'll finish off this thought. Be selective, all right? I've had times where I've been so blessed to really be part of an active group. Um, and then I had a season where I was a solitaire, and I appreciate that. You know, just because you're part of a coven doesn't make you any witchier. It doesn't make you any more powerful or magical. All right. Um, Being part of a coven is a different energy. And if it's something that you really want, you just keep putting out in the universe and it's going to happen. All right. Dana Firebreath is making fun of my mansion tent that she's been camping with me now. And I actually have a camping cabin tent that I now travel. So I was talking about. In my 20s, it was just a sleep and roll. Not now. Now I like my comforts and everything. I've been in atheist circles on YouTube, and it can be heartening between that and the Abrahamic religions. I said, just don't watch them if they're disheartening. Find you some good YouTubers to watch that light you up. There's a content creator for every flavor out there, and you just turn the channel. Go find you some folks that lift you up and make you feel better about yourself, because that's really what it's about. Witchcraft is an art at its finest. It's about personal transformation. It's about us enriching our lives. All right. And so it's very positive, upbeat. We joke sometimes crossroads witches. A lot of neo-pagans refer to us as dark witches, like we're, the Luciferian left-handed path. And we're like, we're not those folks, but we will go to their party. And it's like, I'm not Wiccan, but I'll go to their party too. I think they're both good. There is no better best. It's what's your personal flavor. And, we're referred to sometimes as dark witches. And I joke with folks that I am a very happy dark witch, having a positive outlook on life. All right, give me 1 second. Let me scroll back past. I missed it in 2 then. I like what Dana said to Celestial, just waiting for somebody worthy. I'd love to meet you. Oh, you're in Chicago. Wow. That's the Windy City. All right. Okay, Dana's still talking about my tent that I travel. Yes, I have 2 chandeliers in a closet in my tent, Dana. Thank you for putting that on YouTube. They are camping chandeliers. They're battery operated, and they have little things hanging down, and they're cool as hell. Ursa Luna, what is my advice on maintaining and refreshing energy for long-term working? My money ball is Gamuse ball, slowing down. Thank you. That's one of those where you just got to put on that good music and get the beat going again. All right. I will make sure that you do a good energetic cleansing bath. Wherever you got your money bowl at, make sure you clean that whole wall space, floor space. If it's sitting on a shelf, clean it. Wipe all the tools, wipe the money bowl down itself. Florida water, full moon water. If you one of the spiritual sprays, if you make your own, or if you want, we have several shops that make good ones. And I would just really recharge it all again. And of course, play some good music in the background while you're doing it. Drink a little wine, dance around, really get into it. Peppermint oil that's peppermint oil is always a good cleansing. There are so many different ways that you can cleanse. Like I said, spiritual sprays. You can use full moon water. You can use Florida water. All right. And you like the Luciferians to keep it real. As I said, I've been to an after party, and they're very, very nice people. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, a lot of fun. And The bartender was really talented. And oh, Sherry's talking to Justin. All right. I had a topic. I'm not sure if I talked too much about my topic, but I'm going to try. And that was just talking about the coven, and that some people feel like this, they need to join a coven. And really, covens, a good coven can be a great place to go, but it does not make you any witchier than what you already are. I have a lot. And if anything, sometimes you have to be careful because, yes, it inspires and empowers, but you can also use it as a crutch. Whereas as a solitaire, honey, you're standing on your own 2 feet 24/7. All right. And so there's a lot of respect to that. Okay. And, oh, they're talking. Okay. I have to stop. I'm not like can't do both at the same time, witches. All right. And if you do find, if you are blessed enough to decide to become part of a tradition, to become part, of a group, to really, really contemplate long and hard. All right. A good, healthy group is going to have at least a year and a day time period. They're going to want to take it slow because they want to make sure that you are going to meld with, you're going to integrate with their energies. All right. This isn't about the numbers. Most groups, that 13 number, there's a reason why, because beyond that, we lose contact with each other. We lose a level of intimacy. All right. And that's true. I love what Dana says. If we all go stand out in our backyard under a full moon, we're standing with other witches every full moon. All right. There are witches all around the world standing under that full moon with you. And so, you can connect to that as well. All right. Let me go back. I have a beautiful magnolia tree in my front yard. How do you feel about making a wand from that wood and the flowers I want to use? If it's vibing on you, it's not my wand, so it's not my opinion, without sounding rude about that. The real is it feel good to you? Does it feel magical to you? Is there a branch that has a twist in it that you're just in love with? And if you're answering yes to these questions, then yes, it is the perfect wood to make a wand out of for you. All right. And I think it would make a beautiful wand, just knowing different types of woods. Magnolia wood itself is beautiful. So I would, do it if it feels right. Okay, we've got one of the cottage witches is leaning in tonight. It is Mistress Wicked. I'm not even gonna ask. I'm not gonna even ask what that means. You are just the sweetest witch there is. I can't imagine anything wicked about you. Celestial Light. I consider myself a guided witch, means I follow my spirit guides. Do you know of any practices or coven that do this? Spirit guides is in the conjuring realm. So I would tell you to look that way and see if you can find folks like that. Typically, you're looking at folks that are involved in folklore, folk stories, folk magic is the keywords to look for. It's belladonna. Oh, hell funny. OMG. All right. Oh my goodness. It's belladonna. I didn't know who one of the cottage witches. I'm just looking at the name and I'm like, who in the world? Too funny. We were all young and silly. I got some of leftovers too. And am I psychic? Kelly, she eats the locals. No, I don't eat the locals. That's terrible, Chris. I think, first of all, as you become more in tune with yourself, your intuition, your psychic ability, naturally your third eye opens up. So you do learn to operate on a level of intuition and of, I guess, almost energy. I don't even know how to explain it. But as far as, am I psychic? No, I don't do stuff like that. I just know the things I need to know, you know, and know to pay attention to them. And that's for all of you, are all capable of the same things. It's about believing in yourself. It's letting go, getting past your id, your ego. You know, you place the glass of coffee too close to the edge and you think it's going to fall, and then it falls. All right. You know, it's as simple as that. Learn to move the coffee cup off the edge so it doesn't fall. Have belief that if you had left it there, it would have. We had a conversation with a group of witches. Half of them were like, no, I'm just going to leave it there and watch it fall because I want to see if I was right. And half of us are like, I don't want to clean up the mess. I'm going to move it back. You know, but learning to tune into yourself. All right. You are the most powerful divination tool that you can use. Tarot cards. My cat Chester, he's determined anytime I'm on camera, to come and jump in. You just know. I like that. Thank you. That's exactly what it is. Because I know a lot of times people are like, oh, tarot cards, I need to learn divination. I need to learn how to, throw the runes. I'm going to do the pendulum. I'm going to learn to scry. And I'm like, the first form of divination you need to learn is your intuition. You're tuning into the primordial brain, your gut brain, that same gut that when you're doing something wrong, you can feel that little flippy in your tummy. That's your primordial brain, all right? Learn to hear it. It tells you things, okay? You just got to get the noise of the outside world to quiet down so you can listen to yourself and believe yourself. That is what is so important. I had to rewind. I'm back at where you mentioned your camping lights. Do you do SCA events? No, these are just when I go to pagan gatherings. I don't think the SCA is the Society of Creative Acronym. It's a medieval reenactment group. I don't think they'd let me have my battery operated chandeliers, my fan, my portable speaker, my coolers. I have, I'm so far away from medieval reenactment. I'm like generator, solar mat. Any advice on picking a method of divination? None, because there's too many. You got to sort of play with them all. Try seeing if you're vibing on using cards. Some folks like to scry with live flames. Some people use black mirrors or a dark bowl, reflective bowl. There are so many different divination runes, I Ching. All right. As far as methods of divination, we have one of the witches here at the cottage throws bones. And that's really fascinating to watch her do it. But it has been a process for her. And it just doesn't happen naturally. You just sort of the path opens, the door opens. And so I would tell you, if you're seeing one form of divination, like you're seeing a lot of beautiful scrying bowls when you go a place, that's maybe the universe telling you, try scrying. And, the universe has a tendency to give us signs. It's up for us to see them, hear them. And so see what the universe says your divination should be. Mom, that would be Yosta. Okay, I'm not going to go there. Yes, when I was throwing card, I shuffle until I feel it's right. Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Dana. Where it's just about connecting to your cards or whatever your divination tool. If you're swinging a pendulum, all right, to really take the time to tune into the tool, all right? Okay, it's almost like you and spirit. Ursula Luna says it's almost like you and spirit decide on the language you can speak the most fluently. I love that. I think that's the brilliant phraseology. Thank you for saying that. Right. Yeah, I'm not a pendulum witch either. I end up playing with mine, and I have several different types of pendulums over the years that I tried, to do, and does not work. I like tarot cards. I read tarot cards professionally for about 20 years. I don't read now for people. Instead, this is what I do for people. So it's changed. It's different. But the cards, it's about finding the right deck. That's why there's so many different decks out there. Just because you can't read one deck doesn't mean you can't read another deck. And I think the biggest mistakes newbies make is that they get one deck of cards and say, oh, I can't read tarot. And when in reality, it's no, I'm not vibing on that deck of cards. All right. Oh, Amanda Marie. Oh, wow, you're dumping moon water on your head too, sweetie. Yeah, doesn't that feel good? It is like the best final rinse off, all right? And occasionally I put a little bit of bergamot oil in there. It's like a citrus. You can use lemon and lime essential oils as well. But I only put like 2-3 drops into the water, just enough to pick up that little bit of a citrus smell. And that's one of my go-tos. We had a full moon this past weekend, and I have this is the moon water that I'm doing this with, and this is the moon water that goes in my shower so I can dump it on my head. All right. Yes, Chris, you are a tool. Yes, of course, I said that. Chris is saying that, we always have to remember that we are a tool ourselves to use us. Everything else is an extension of us. All right. Oh, and you can buy your own deck. Yes, you can buy your own deck. It's an urban myth that the deck must be given to you under a full moon when Saturn is in the 7th house. Yeah, okay, whatever. Why do you think they got all those decks of cards up there at the metaphysical magic bookstore shops? Because people buy them. Now here at the cottage, we're lucky enough that if you have a deck you don't like, we put it into a basket, and we have exchange tarot card deck going on, so it gives the different witches a chance to play with different tarot cards. Okay, and okay, Yes. I agree with all of you as well. And I'm going to call a 5-minute last call here in 5 minutes. And so, Dana has a cottage deck. Yeah, but you left it deck. That's what we talk about. It's exchange. So it doesn't matter. So if you have any questions you want to ask me, now is the time. On anything, What inspires you to teach witchcraft? That's a very good. Well, for years I did magic for folks. I was a tarot card reader. I worked at a botanica, about 14 years part time, 12 years full time. That's where you hear me talk about Papa Nico. And I did workings. I did magic. I had clientele, and I felt like I was beating myself over the head. And one day made the announcement that I am not doing magic for people anymore. I will teach you how to do magic for yourself, but I will not do magic for you anymore. And so that is what inspired me to start teaching. And from there, it sort of blossomed, here the past decade into the House of Witchcraft and me getting out and just speaking about what we're about. We're a very small sliver of the pagan community, and sometimes our voices get lost. That's where we're talking about with the crossroads witches. We're those in-between witches, misfits, don't quite fit in here or there. We're both spicy and sweet. We will bless you in a heartbeat, and if you mess with us, we'll curse you. All right? We get the fact that it's all big one funky gumbo. We're a part of it, and we have to give honor to the others. And so by me speaking up, finding other witches who are like, hey, I've been doing that. The crossroads makes attention. What is this? This against all demons who practice witches before they do. Oh, how fascinating. What is he? Oh, is he? He's a moron? Oh, so he just came in here and he rebukes against all of Satan worship outside and inside their household to wage wars against them. I think that's a good idea. To wage attacks, to fight against destructions of demons and those who practice witches. Yeah, okay. And then I send angels, Yahweh, I pray. That poor little boy. Those are really foreigner Israelite. I'm with you all the way. I think that's great. And you feel obligated. Yay! Good for you. He's still going to do more. He's not done. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know you feel that you need to do this. All right. So you can't come back. We're going to have to say goodbye to you. I found the button. Okay, how did he get it to go across there? And I'm not even going to ask. Okay. Oh my God. That is so funny. I got nothing to say. He stands on someplace else in the world. That's all I'm going to do. I had to call the crazies by saying last call. Okay, what other channels do I suggest for good witchy wisdoms? Oh my goodness, we got some of the greatest witchcraft channels. We actually have an Oracle of Glitter was in here earlier. He is a content creator with Walking in Wisteria, and they do a very personal, I really like what they do. They talk about their own personal journey in witchcraft and in magic, and I really enjoy those type of channels. We do have some bright and shinies out there who have top 10 lists, and they're sort of interesting as well. My absolute favorite YouTube channel is Angela's Symposium. I like Witch in the Working. I think that's a really good channel as well. He is Wiccan, so there are points where I'm like, mm-mm. I do have my own personal beliefs, but I enjoy his authenticity. But my favorite one, like I said, is Angela's Symposium. She is actually has a PhD in occult studies, and she puts up some great videos that lean more towards the academic. You're talking. What is the Lady Grave? The lady, I like Lady Grave Danger. I've never heard of her. I will definitely check her out. I was just that's that's where you just go down the rabbit hole. All right, there are some great content creators out there doing all sorts of different flavors, and you really do want to go listen to all the flavors. You know, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. All right, witches. And with that said, I am going to end this chat. I enjoyed it all so much. Please mark your calendar, second Tuesdays of the month, 9 p.m. 1 second here. A half hour of talking, and I got to take a little sip of lemonade. But I want to thank all of you all for joining me here tonight. Thank you so much. I hope you have as bright of a blessed day as I've had. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and a bobo.